Benny Bear and Ruby Rabbit and the River Adventure. The sun was high, the sky was clear, and the forest buzzed with summer energy. Benny Bear and Ruby Rabbit stood at the riverbank, staring at a small wooden raft they had just finished building. Ruby tapped it proudly. "Our very own river raft, isn't it wonderful?" Benny rubbed the back of his neck. "It looks floaty. I hope it's safe." "Only one way to find out," Ruby grinned, hopping aboard. Benny sighed, then climbed on after her. The raft wobbled, creaked, and then, to their delight, it floated smoothly down the gentle current. Down the river, the forest looked different from the river. Trees leaned over the banks, dragonflies skimmed the water's surface, and fish darted below. Ruby stretched her arms wide. "This is the life." Benny leaned back. "I admit it, this is pretty relaxing." Just then the raft bumped into something. They looked down to see a tangle of branches caught in the current. "We'll need to steer," Ruby said quickly, grabbing a long stick. "Push left." Benny dug in with his paw, and together they guided the raft clear of the obstacle. "That was close," Ruby said, her whiskers twitching with excitement. A surprise passenger. As they drifted farther, they heard a squeak. Looking down, they saw a tiny field mouse clinging to a floating leaf. "Help! The current's too strong," the mouse cried. Ruby leaned down and scooped him up. "You're safe now." The mouse shivered. "Thank you. I was trying to cross the river, but I slipped." Benny wrapped him in a handkerchief. "Stay with us until we find the bank." The rapids ahead. The river narrowed and the water began to move faster. Ruby's ears twitched. "Uh-oh, that doesn't sound good." Sure enough, a roar grew louder. They rounded a bend to find frothy rapids ahead. "Hold on," Benny shouted. The raft jolted and splashed as the water pulled them forward. Ruby clung to the stick, steering as best she could while Benny held the raft steady. The little mouse squeaked and buried himself in Benny's scarf. With one last bump, the raft shot out of the rapids and into calmer waters. They all sighed in relief. Safe landing. They steered the raft to a sandy bank where the mouse hopped off gratefully. "My home is just up that hill," he said, pointing. "I can walk from here. Thank you for saving me." Ruby smiled. "Glad we could help." As the mouse disappeared into the grass, Benny flopped onto the sand. "Well, that was more adventure than I expected." Ruby laughed. "And it's not even lunchtime." They dragged the raft ashore and shared a picnic of honey sandwiches and carrot sticks, watching the river sparkle in the sun. Benny stretched with a sigh. "Next time, maybe we should build paddles." Ruby grinned. "Next time? So you admit there'll be another trip?" Benny chuckled. "I suppose I do." And as the river carried on its endless journey, Benny and Ruby knew there would be many more adventures ahead.